Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Justice, your co-host for Two Bros and One Mic.
And this is Ben.
Today we're going to be talking about a lot of things, mainly NFL transactions, but I also really got to talk about the Boston Bruins today because we are on fire. Thanks to our boy Big Dick Rick. I have been given the job from Ben here on to convince him to why to become a Bruins fan. Ben, why are you not a Bruins fan? What is holding you back? What team do you currently root for?
Well, to begin with, right now I'm a Kings fan.
Fuck LA.
I'm a big time hockey fan. I don't know. It's just it's brutal. It's competitive, and it's just a great sport. But I've been quote unquote a Kings fan for a while. I know the players' names. I know stuff.
Yeah, you ever seen the movie Goon?
Hell yeah, favorite movie ever,
Goon's
bro.
a really good movie. Sorry,
I love it, bro.
We have to take a little sub note there because I was thinking about brutal hockey fights, and you immediately started to get me thinking about Goon, and that really. You seen the second one? Have you seen the second Goon?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I heard
it's not as good as the first one, but
I heard it is kind of subpar in comparison, just like the Kings are to the Boston Bruins.
Oh,
on a side
okay.
So with that, I'm gonna have to just lead into my main point really quickly, which is Charlie McAvoy. And if you do not know yet, this kid's fucking jacked. Thick, dense, whatever you want to call it.
Thick
Legs
boy.
thicker than my chest and shoulders wider than my wingspan. Making full use of his frame and with a golden flow to top it off, he's dwarfed us all. He's a bona fide stallion. Unfortunately, he is out for a few weeks, the minor MCL sprain. But, that's right. We do have Big Dick Rick Nash. And if you make your way to the Boston Bruins subreddit, you will be able to comment Big Dick Rick on any post and see that 10 inches is added to his wiener. So if those aren't two reasons enough. Also, we have Zdeno Chara, also known as Z. Dude is fucking killer. And black and gold. Who doesn't like black and gold?
All right, man. So here we go. As a Kings fan, I got to be a big fan of the goalie, Jonathan Quick.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about the Bruins goalie?
Tuukka Rask. Tuukka Rask had the best goalie percentage of December. Tuukka Rask is incredible. He actually just turned 31 yesterday. Or as actually today. And he got to celebrate that with the 7-4 win over Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got a few years of starting under him. He has been to a Stanley Cup. We did not win that Stanley Cup against Chicago. Fuck Chicago. But
I agree with you there.
Yeah, thank you. That is something we can definitely agree on. Fuck the Bears. They've beaten the Patriots too. But, I can, in all retrospect, the Fridge was a great player, but I do hate Chicago. Tuukka Rask is just an all-around great guy. You can yell Took. You can just say Tuukka Rask or the Took. Give her the Took. Great guy. Great goalie, too.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy it quite as well as much. He's a fun guy to watch. I actually have his jersey. He's a really standout guy.
Very nice. Another thing I'd like to say, I really love the logo.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
It's got my first initial in it.
Yeah, B-A. I like that.
It just looks very, very professional. And
it does.
Very good. So I don't know, man. I'll definitely have to think about it. I can't just jump into something.
Well, we're gonna have to watch a few games together.
Oh, okay.
Can't watch it tomorrow because it is so early in the morning. It's at about 9:30 in our time. But I don't know the time zone. What's the time zone here?
PST.
Okay.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, like PTSD, which I got today from watching the game, thinking about the 2013 Stanley Cup. But I digress, and things obviously move forward. So I guess this is a good transition to talk about PTSD and cuts that are currently happening in the NFL.
Whew.
Let's talk about Richard Sherman. As a Seahawks fan, what can you tell me about how you're feeling and maybe how other Seahawks fans listening can relate to you on what it's like to lose Big 25? Mr. You Can't Talk About Me.
Whew. Well, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm mainly mad. He's done a lot for our team. He brought us, that legendary play that brought us to the 2014 Super Bowl that we won over the Broncos, where he tipped it for an interception.
Yes.
Beating the 49ers. Fuck the 49ers. Which he now is a quarterback for, which really makes me mad,
Yeah.
Like, out of all the teams that he could have gone to, he was supposed to meet with the Lions next week. I would have been fine with that. Golden Tate went to the Lions.
Right.
Come on. But, the 49ers, one of our division rivals, that makes me very mad.
In a sense, it kind of reminds me of the Darrelle Revis trade from the New York Jets to the New England Patriots, obviously, which led us to that 2015 Super Bowl. But it does remind me of that just a little bit, although we obviously did not sign Darrelle Revis to as big of a contract.
Yeah.
So going back to that Super Bowl, because I like to often look back at Super Bowls, do you think that if the San Francisco 49ers would have made it to that Super Bowl, they would have won? Because back then, I can't remember if they were starting Alex Smith. No, Alex Smith was with the Chiefs by this point, wasn't he? I don't remember. I really don't remember. Either
I think
way,
they had
Kaepernick. I'm pretty sure Kaepernick was starting. I'm
I'm not
positive
exactly
Kaepernick
sure.
was starting. But I digress. I don't think they would have beaten Denver. I think Denver's offense would have been too high-powered for them.
Yeah. And we had the number one defense.
Yeah. So
our defense was very, very good.
Yeah.
And that's what led us to win that Super Bowl.
And it's crazy because normally in history, it's the number one defense that definitely wins the ship. Yeah. But if I'm not mistaken, Jacksonville was the number one defense this last season.
Yes.
Going in, weren't they? Yeah, I was totally surprised to beat them. Excuse me. I actually thought they were going to be the ones to stop us, not the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well,
I totally expected.
They definitely played a very good game against the Patriots for the championship.
Definitely.
But their defense couldn't hold on all 4 quarters with the offense that they had.
We made Blake Bortles look like Tom Brady. He looked fantastic, cutting us to shreds there. Same with Nick Foles.
He did.
Which leads into my second topic, which is Malcolm Butler obviously leaving the Patriots. Ben, do you have an opinion on Malcolm Butler beyond the Super Bowl 51 or 49 interception?
Well, I was going to bring that up. I fucking hate him for that. But I hate Pete Carroll even more for that. For choosing, we had Marshawn Lynch.
Ran it in.
Marshawn Lynch, and we were on the 1 yard line.
Just pounded
the 1 yard line. It wasn't even 4th down or anything. It was what, 2nd down?
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 plays to go. All we had to do was score a touchdown on the 1 yard line, and he chooses to throw it.
Calm the Panthers, because they should have been pounding it in.
Oh my gosh.
So Malcolm Butler was obviously sat during the Super Bowl. Let's talk about we've all seen. Malcolm Butler has regressed immensely this year. Personally, I think it was when we signed Stephon Gilmore to a fat contract. He felt upset about that, and I think he's been upset about it all year. I think that is a big thing. And you're looking back at the Super Bowl, he did have the flu the final week of media night and all that. And Bill Belichick said openly, he said, he just didn't cover all the material well, and that's why we sat him. Do I think he would have been a game changer? 100%. I think, while maybe he's not as good, he definitely would have been better than Badamosi, who I think we played instead over him. I think he would have been better. I definitely think he would have been, because Patrick Chung would have been able to go back to his spot, but I 100% expect him to leave. As far as cornerback in our secondary, I am not worried about our secondary. I think our pass rush is really what we need to focus on, which we did pick up a defensive tackle today from the Browns. I haven't looked much at him. I do know he's like a pretty good nose tackle, though. So
Good.
Yeah. I think as far as our priorities this year in the draft, we're going to need some pass rush and a legitimate NFL linebacker. Donta Hightower can't keep carrying it for us all. Yeah. As well as I really think of our free agents, we need to re-sign Danny Amendola. I mean, that guy's clutch as fuck. And we definitely need to re-sign Nate Solder because, he's not consistent, but a good left tackle is a good left tackle. Mm-hmm. But, Deion Lewis, this draft is just so in-depth with running backs. I think we can get someone maybe in a later round or just retain him if we retain, Burkhead. But I think that's our priorities. Well, what would you say Seattle's priorities should be in this draft beyond defense and beyond?
What really needs to be that's needed to be prioritized for a while is our offensive line.
I was gonna
which is absolute shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, we added who was it? Dwayne Brown?
I believe so. Yeah.
I believe so. And he added some good things, but I mean, like, one guy can't hold our entire offensive line.
It needs depth. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, our running backs. Like, we have a plethora of running backs as you've seen this season, but I mean, we can't stick to one.
Who is your running back? If you don't mind me asking.
I can't remember. I have no idea because we went through so many people. Thomas Rawls, who I think is very solid.
He's the last one I remember, and I remember him doing pretty well.
He's very solid, but we didn't play him. It was Mike Davis at the end of the season.
Strange. Thomas Rawls kind of reminded me of a bulky power back.
Yeah, which I think is good for our team. 100%. Because I mean, look at how Marshawn Lynch did.
He was that type of running back. I feel like they were trying to fill in that void with him, and I think he probably may have had the potential to do that.
Yeah, and Mike Davis kind of has that feel to him too. But I mean, Thomas Rawls, man, he did very well for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, think so we just can't stick to one person. And we brought Eddie Lacy on, and we didn't do anything with him.
That's who you guys signed this year. Eddie friggin' Lacy. Feast mode.
Absolutely.
I remember Eddie Lacy.
Pudgy Pudge.
As two thick boys, I think we can, maybe compensate a little bit for Eddie Lacy.
Yeah,
Kinda give
yeah,
him a pat on the back.
we can definitely.
As Eddie Lacy does love China food, me and Ben and I, actually did just feast on some good local China food too. It was pretty good.
It was very delicious.
I enjoyed my orange chicken. My girlfriend hearing me say that right now is probably her skin's crawling hearing me say that I went to a China food restaurant and ate orange chicken. But I digress. It happens.
The shrimp lo mein was very delicious.
Last time I got Kung Pao chicken there and it was just too spicy. I had to ask for 4 glasses of water. I even asked for milk.
Bro, come on. Spicy? I'm the king of spice.
He's
okay?
the king of the spice.
I'm no, who is it? Sean Evans from Hot Ones? I'm not him, but I mean, hey, I like me my spicy food.
Your boy can handle some spice.
Some good spice. I eat sriracha sauce like it's ketchup.
Oh, hot
Shout out to the boy, Sean McCann.
Because he loves ketchup. He's our number one ketchup. Heinz, if you're listening to it, sponsor our boy because he loves himself some ketchup. Or Hunt's. Either one.
He drinks it like water.
It's crazy. It's disgusting almost. We actually will have him on here. He's one of the biggest Boston fans I know. If you ask him, he can name about 6 players on the Patriots if it's a good day. If it's a bad day. Yeah, that's a good moment. I won't get into that because I can't, I don't want to say too much, but we'll have him on. It's a really great time. So speaking of not knowing a lot, it just, I guess, not being super great, Blake Bortles was re-signed to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I know that the Jags aren't like your second team or something, but you kind of seem to have a little love for the Jags. What gives you love for the...
I don't know, man. I really like their colors. That's the teal and gold. I don't know what it is. I just like it. Okay? Yep. But I mean, Blake Bortles, are you kidding me? 5-year contract. What is wrong with you?
Blake Bortles, to be quite honest with you, he reminds me of Isaiah Thomas on the Boston Celtics. While we were building this team, by adding in stars like Al Horford and then picking up Gordon Hayward, we still had this issue of Isaiah Thomas, who, obviously Blake Bortles isn't injured, but he just wasn't really big enough to push them to that final stage, and that's why Isaiah Thomas was. I mean, he got us to the Eastern Conference Finals, but he couldn't get us to the actual, finals. He couldn't get us there. The Eastern Conference Championship, excuse me. And I feel like that's how Blake Bortles is. As long as they have Blake Bortles there, and obviously they're losing Allen Robinson, I don't think they're going to have what it takes. Allen Robinson also did not play all season, I think. I think he was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was.
I loved Allen Robinson. There's that clip of Allen Robinson in the preseason where Blake Bortles throws him a pass and he can't keep it in bounds. And he's like, keep that shit in bounds, man. I love that. I think that's just such a good representation of Blake Bortles as a whole.
It's an absolute crap quarterback.
100%. I think, people give Kirk Cousins and Joe Flacco and Eli Manning as of recently, which I think he deserves a lot of criticism. But Blake Bortles, man, I never saw the hype in him this year.
Yeah.
Speaking of hype trains that died out really quickly, Kareem Hunt. What do you think about Kareem Hunt?
I mean, he started off the year very well.
He did.
But he died off very quickly.
I remember he fumbled in that game, and the whole thing was that he had not fumbled ever. He's never fumbled before.
Well, I mean, he's a rookie.
Right, yeah, he's a rookie. He fumbles on his first possession, and then they come back, he just dominates our team that whole year. And I think that was definitely a early foreshadowing of how our defense was falling apart that entire year. Huh? Donta Hightower leaving that game, Amendola leaving that game. But, I think that was a really good representation of what our team was going to be symbolized that year. But Kareem Hunt, he killed it. He was that game against San Diego. I believe it was 2 weeks later. I know they played the Eagles the next week. We could beat them.
He was putting up very good fantasy points.
Incredible numbers and fantasy points, what you name it. But he won that game for them against San Diego, and he just was producing, and then he kind of just became a ghost.
Yeah.
They stopped using him as much. They stopped utilizing him. They went full read. Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get why they didn't really.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see something out of him next season. Who knows?
The Chiefs are another really good talk. Because while I didn't write it down, because Alex Smith is kind of a ghost, Alex Smith was traded to the Redskins, which I feel like is something we can't ignore. What do you think about Patrick Mahomes? Have you seen any Patrick Mahomes clips?
No, I have no clue who he is.
The only video I've ever seen of Patrick Mahomes is his deep pass to Tyreek Hill, I believe, in the preseason. And it was this beautiful, I think he was running it. He had a guy on him, little like maybe a David Tyreek kind of helmet catch thing, but without the helmet catch, he just kind of leaped up and caught it. Tyreek Hill is an incredible NFL player.
So fast. Fast.
I sometimes have dreams that we have him and Brandon Cooks and Edelman on a lineup together.
That must be a very good dream.
They're good dreams. They're very good dreams. Who's your dream player that you'd pick up?
Ooh, that I'd pick up.
They can be younger, whatever.
Let's come back to this because I gotta think about this.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it. Let me know. We'll definitely get back to that as well. We might even do a whole episode about that or something. I don't know, for football, basketball.
Oh yeah,
baseball. Because I know you love baseball. When I turn on the baseball game, you can't.
Are you kidding me, dude? I can't even stay with one team for baseball.
How many teams you got?
I have 3 teams.
3 teams for baseball. 3. What teams do you follow?
The Toronto Blue Jays, the Oakland Athletics, and the San Francisco Giants.
So why exactly have you chosen those 3 teams?
Well, here's the thing. Blue Jays. First off, I'm Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Go Canada. Sorry about that.
Home of the maple syrup.
Absolutely, boy. And they're the only Canadian team. Okay, I'm a bird watcher. Blue Jays. It's a bird team. Canadian. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much all you need. What else do you need?
We were pretty good. Up until we got rid of Encarnacion, which made me sad. But I mean, there's not much to follow at this point.
Eat some poutine while you...
Let's talk about my Little League years. I played Little League for 6 years. All right, my first team that I played for, I was in kindergarten. My father, who was there for my childhood, but we didn't really play a lot. So one day in kindergarten he said, after school I got a gift for you. And so all day.
Poutine. It was poutine, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. I have yet to try poutine. I really want to try it. By the way.
Side note, let's go to Canada. We'll make a podcast.
Oh, we got to. And so he told me that he was gonna give me a gift after school, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. So I was excited all day. I thought it was gonna be something, an object.
As a little kid, waiting for stuff all day was the actual worst at school.
Oh, absolutely.
Every minute felt like an entire day.
It's like eternity. Eternity. And so anyway, my father picks me up from school, and then we go back to my hometown, Fillmore. Shout out F-Town. And so then he signs me up for T-ball. And so I was like, okay, this is something I can do with my father. Play catch. Hey, it's a pretty good childhood, right? First team that signs me, quote unquote signs me, this is T-ball. They don't actually sign you. There's no tryouts or anything. But one of my neighbors was the coach, and so was my dad for the team, and we ended up being the Giants that year. It was very nice. So the first team I played for, Giants. The second year it was the White Sox, which was all right. I like the logo, I like the colors, but I mean And then I skipped coach pitch because my birthday, it was just weird. I got to skip coach pitch, which was nice. Because screw coach pitch. Right. Nobody wants a coach pitching to them.
Who wants a coach pitch?
Like, come on. Yeah. T-ball was cheesy enough. You hit off a tee. What is that? And
it's T-ball, actually.
T-ball, yeah.
It's called T-ball, right.
Okay. Whatever. All right. And so I went straight into, I think it was minor B. And the first team that I went and played for there was the Giants, once again. And then I think I played for the Cubs 2 years after that, which were some nice teams. And then the last year that I played with the Athletics, and that was my best year. Mm-hmm. I quit for guitar lessons, and at this point in my life, I kind of wish that I didn't quit not T-ball, but baseball, Little League baseball. I should have continued because with the A's, I was skinny, I was fast. I'm fat now because I'm probably fat because I quit baseball.
You could have been the next David Ortiz.
Come on, man. And I was fast, all right? And the highlight of that year, I hit an inside-the-park home run.
Right.
And I just remember running the bases, watching the right field right field player, whatever, and the first baseman collide. The ball that I hit bounced right over first base. I thought it was out, so I was just like, I was standing at home for a while. And then, they were like, the coaches were like, go, go, go. I was like, okay, I'm going to run. So I'm running. This. I was fast back then. Yeah. I just remember listening to the announcer, and he told me, he told the crowd, and there he goes to third, and I was already on my way home.
Yeah.
And
he can't keep up with you. He literally could not keep up with you.
His voice could not keep up with my feet. So, that was the highlight of my year. I don't know why I quit after that, but I did. And so that's why I like those teams.
There are...
long story short.
Ben hit a home run, went out of the park. The announcer could not keep up with him. Ben has these prodigy for baseball that he could have lived on. There are 3 things that I'd love to point out about this whole thing. I noticed how much you're embracing your inner Canadian throughout the beginning of that story. You're like,
Hey.
I played baseball, eh? I noticed that. Second thing is, for those of you who are listening and you don't know where Fillmore is, don't worry. Most of California doesn't know either, but neither do they know Newbury Park. So
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
typically when Ben and I are asked where we live, it's like Newbury Park. You don't know what that is? Like, oh, Thousand Oaks, Westlake. I'm sure you do this too. All the time,
It's pretty much L.A., right?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. With Fillmore, when people ask me, I just say, oh, I live at Six Flags.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Six Flags is right
It's
next
like
to Fillmore.
half an hour drive, but I mean,
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. I just normally say LA, or if they don't, it's like, oh, Calabasas pretty much, because they know the Kardashians. The Kardashians are over there. So, I mean, we are pretty close to Calabasas.
Stop moving to California, by the way.
Please stop. Our freeways cannot handle it. In-N-Out is not that good, I promise.
Stick to Whataburger.
The Habit, though. The Habit is actually really good. If you're going to come
Absolutely.
here, please try the Habit. Habit, please sponsor this podcast.
Don't come to California.
Yeah, but don't come to California. Richard Sherman, you should have gone to Boston. Let's put it that way.
Hey.
Back into that NFL topic. I guess Deshaun Kaiser is another good topic because we've been hearing these rumors all year that Aaron Rodgers might possibly get traded or might possibly check his free agency depth because he's not. I don't think he's gonna win in Green Bay again. They don't have a defense.
No.
I mean, who is on their defense? All I can think of is Clinton Dix and Clay Matthews.
Yeah,
but
that's about it.
Clay Matthews hasn't been relevant besides his commercials, which, by the way, I love his commercials.
Very good commercials.
Have you seen that one where he's singing in the room?
Yeah. I love that commercial.
I love that one. Aaron Rodgers goes home and he turns on the remote in the station and it's the same song Clay Matthews was singing.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
I love the one where there's a fly in their house.
Oh yeah,
have you seen that one?
He throws something out the window.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers gets a golf club.
Yep.
And he goes to hit the fly, and it flies out the window.
Love it.
And that's just that's like a testament to my father, who I call the fly slayer, because if there's a fly in the house, you know that he has a wet towel and is going to swat at it.
There you go.
He just can't stand having a fly in the house. It's his biggest pet peeve, I swear.
Get the flies out of the house.
That and dog hair.
You own a dog.
Yes, Ginger.
Is Ginger hypoallergenic? Does she not shed?
Oh, she sheds.
Is that what that means?
She sheds. She sheds. She's a Doberman.
She sheds a lot.
Yeah, and they're not like regular hairs. They're all like eyelashes, and they poke, and it's like they get. I'll find Ginger's dog hair in my food all the time.
It happens. That's what happens with Jules. I have a Boston Terrier back at named after Julian Edelman, obviously. It happens the same thing all the time too. It got on my girlfriend Alicia, who's in the room right now as well.
Hey.
It got on her shirt all over today, and I felt horrible as she was wearing a white Hilfiger sweater. But it happens. It's dogs. You live with them.
But I mean, you love them to death.
You can't live without them.
Although I don't know how my father feels about our dog, because he's always telling her to sit down and go lay down. But when nobody's watching, but he doesn't know that I'm watching. He loves that dog. He absolutely loves that dog. He won't show it to anyone else, but when he thinks people are not watching, he loves that dog.
He genuinely loves this dog, and I love that. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna stay in Green Bay. I don't know. I can't say, but
we'll see. Maybe he'll end up training Kaiser.
I can see that. Kind of like a
mentor.
Who I always forget his name. Brett Favre. There we go. Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers did hold that clipboard for him. But I mean, if I really can see him going somewhere that he's gonna win big in. I know that the Broncos are kind of looking for Kirk Cousins, but really, if you think about it, if they had a solid O-line, if they have an all right running back in C.J. Anderson and Jamal Charles, I think if they add some wide receiver and tight end depth, that they could actually do really well. I can see it happening.
Yeah, but look how well they did in Super Bowl 48, huh?
They did not do very well then.
And they had Peyton Manning.
Unfortunately, I still hold a grudge against them for that 2015 AFC Championship.
Ooh.
But you know what happens.
It's okay. That Super Bowl was crap.
Yeah, it was. That Super Bowl 50, I can talk about it for an entire hour. Ugh. That is one of the worst Super Bowls I think I've ever watched.
I didn't even watch it.
I watched it because I watched it with my good buddy Joel. Hi, Joel. Francisco. I'm Francisco Molina. I watched it with him, and I got to watch. I sat there thinking, oh, here comes Superman Cam Newton. He's gonna take fucking dumbass 5-head Peyton Manning out, but never happened.
He didn't.
We needed Richard Sherman in there and Cam
Absolutely.
Chancellor and Bobby Wagner. And Earl Thomas.
Legion of Boom, bro.
We needed the Legion of Boom,
which is now practically dead.
They had a trash talking Josh Norman. I think wasn't Luke Kuechly out for that Super Bowl? I'm pretty sure he was.
I think he was, though.
I love Luke Kuechly, and I know that Bill Belichick loves Luke Kuechly too. If he was
Go to the Patriots.
as injury prone, I would love to have him on my team. But I also think he'd want big money, so that would kind of suck. But,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, Deshaun Kaiser, I can't see. I don't know. I know that the Packers are smarter than to just, cut Aaron Rodgers, who's known
absolutely.
as. I don't think he is really, but he's noted as a great quarterback. One of the greatest. I don't put him in that category. It seems like anytime someone goes to Green Bay and wins one Super Bowl, they're put on a god tier. I personally don't get it.
That's very true.
Brett Favre won one Super Bowl against us, by the way. Fuck the Packers. I actually wasn't alive for that, so I can't really understand pain for it. I was born just a few months before it, so I can't really induce any pain from it. But I guess it would have been kind of cool to see Drew Bledsoe win a Super Bowl. But
it's true.
Who knows? Which leads into another contract of offspring of Tom Brady, I guess, backup quarterbacks. Jimmy Garoppolo, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now. Do you think that's deserving? He went 5-0 with the 49ers against some pretty good teams. He, beat Jacksonville for starters. I mean, like
good defense.
Yeah, solid defense. He crushed a solid defense, and they did it obviously with the short passes to halfbacks and stuff like that. They beat them there at their weak point, but I really was surprised by that. I remember sitting in Australia messaging you about that.
Yeah.
We were shit talking each other about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
But I remember that. It was those short little passes. But yeah, that was a good game.
Well, here's the thing. So far, I believe that Jimmy G really has earned that money, but at the same time, it's kind of early to tell, considering he only played 5 games at the end of the season.
Exactly. That's why I have a concern of him getting paid that much money when he hasn't done too much to prove it beyond that. He played a game and a half for us before going down to that injury, but he was playing solid against the Dolphins.
But from my perspective, he seems like a threat, especially me being a Seahawks fan in the NFC West. Mm-hmm. It's just, this is why I can see us making so many changes this offseason is we have to keep up with the Rams and the 49ers. Look at the 49ers. I mean, they signed Jimmy G. They went undefeated for the last 5 games of the season. The Rams did an outstanding job this year. I hate the Rams, but
that was unexpected.
You got to give it to them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, our team, we've been good, but, I mean, we're getting old. And I think Pete Carroll's plan is to make a younger team so that we can stay in the race with the Rams and the 49ers. And that's why I can see these changes happening, but at the same time, it's like, why do you have to get rid of so many people?
Especially, big names like that.
Michael Bennett, Jeremy Lane, Richard Sherman, who's now on the 49ers. He still can do good. We don't know how he's going to be, like we said, after that Achilles, but at the same time, he's a very good cornerback. The numbers show it.
Yeah. So speaking of quarterbacks going into this, I think this is the last quarterback we actually have on our list. If I can, yep. So we have Tyrod Taylor being traded. How do you feel about? How do you think about that? I think Tyrod Taylor was I can't say much about him because I actually never have seen him beat. I haven't seen him beat Tom Brady in a long time, so I can't really.
Well, I mean, it's Tyrod Taylor. I mean, he's a somewhat newer quarterback. You're not going to expect him to beat Tom Brady.
He's very mobile.
He is, and I like that. I like that about them.
I like mobile quarterbacks.
I feel like he was decent with the Bills, but I mean, the moves that the Browns are making in this offseason, I mean, Jarvis Landry, that's
another one on our list too.
Like,
that was
amazing.
Crazy. That was a completely unexpected pickup. I 100% expected them to franchise tag him.
Yeah, and he's going to be a great tool for the Cleveland Browns, which I hope wins some games next season. Because they've been absolute crap.
They have. I would like to see him win, just because I think their fans deserve it. But I'm looking at these Browns trades in the AFC East, like no Tyrod Taylor, which they currently have no quarterback. And then obviously, Jarvis Landry, one of the better receivers, and then Ndamukong Suh debating retirement. The AFC East is just getting easier. Muhammad Wilkerson being cut, like, I really think it's getting easier for us in the AFC East, which is not saying much, but something.
Yep.
So Talib, how do you feel about Talib going to the Rams? What do you think about the Rams? I think the Rams are in the same position as Blake Bortles. I think Jared Goff is super inconsistent.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they need to find a more consistent quarterback, but at the same time, they don't give their quarterbacks much time to show consistency.
It is crazy that Case Keenum was, he was playing in the Rams last year, and I remember I was watching. It was their game against the Bills. Was the Bills in the beginning of the 2016 season had a little bit of a hot streak, And I remember watching them, and he's threw about 2 or 3 interceptions, and I said, how are they not starting Goff yet? There's no possible way this kid should still be starting. And look at him now. He went to the AFC Championship. I mean, granted, that was one of those boring games I've ever watched.
Yep.
He took them there. He went from being a backup quarterback on the Rams cut, and then, going to a team that went to the NFC Championship.
Well, I feel like the Vikings, was a better fit for him. The Rams weren't all that versatile and good
Not
that
at all.
season.
Mm-mm.
But when he went to the Vikings, I mean, they have a good defense.
Yeah.
And they have some offensive weapons.
Xavier Rhodes. There's that Adam Thielen, or is it Tylen?
I don't know, but he's very good.
I love him. I
Absolutely.
love him. Xavier Rhodes is an incredible cornerback too. You guys have that wide receiver who posted up on him in the preseason, the Vikings. Blair Walsh. Let's talk Blair Walsh too. I just forgot about Blair Walsh.
Thank God that he's gone.
Yeah, bye Blair Walsh. Bye.
My thing was why did we sign a kicker that led us to win versus the Vikings in that playoff game? The Vikings should have shut down that game, but no, he shanked that kick. And what do? We get rid of Hauschka, who was a perfectly good kicker for us.
He's on the Bills now.
Yeah. And we get rid of him, and we sign none other than the person who led us into the next game.
What's that quote? It's keep your friends close but your enemies closer.
Oh my God, absolutely terrible.
It's ironic. Going into that game as Vikings fans, a lot of people hate on Blair Walsh for that game, but you got to think it's like Blair Walsh put 9 points up. Right.
That's true. He gave them all their points.
You all had to wait 2 more years, and you went to the NFC Championship. I mean, granted, I think it could have gone different for you guys. I'm not sure the outcome would have been different for us. I think Case Keenum could have demolished our defense as well.
Yeah.
But, you never know. You never know. Aqib Talib, that was a high prospect coming to the Patriots. I really didn't want him back. I don't like his attitude. He was very soft when he was with us. I remember there was an AFC Championship game where he ran into Wes Welker and sat the entire game. But then when he goes to Denver, he shoots himself in the leg and doesn't miss a game.
Call him 2 Chains.
Call him 2 Chains. Yeah. 3 Chains, I think. Actually, I think he's taken 3 now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's...
2 in one game, that's for sure,
funny.
though.
2 of the cornerbacks we've talked to today have actually had very big issues with Michael Crabtree. Richard Sherman's talk, and then obviously, Aqib Talib and him have that big beef. Last person on the Bills that we have here to talk about is Calvin Benjamin. I don't know where I got Benjamin Jones from there for a second. Calvin Benjamin. That was a mid-season trade, and the Bills were kind of hot already, and I was like, this is kind of scary. This is threatening.
Yeah.
But Calvin Benjamin didn't really produce all that much with them.
No, I feel like he doesn't really do much. He was good 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, in Carolina?
Yeah, it was the year before they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I mean, after that, wasn't he injured for a while?
He was, and then he came back very overweight into the preseason. I remember there was those jokes where it's the 1 and 3 together, and it was like that used to be a 13, and it became a B. But Calvin Benjamin, really interesting trade. I think. Next year, given that he has, more time to kind of learn the playbooks and get into the system, I think he'll produce a little bit of better numbers next season. It reminds me a little bit of the Kenny Britt and Philip Dorsett trade that we had this year. I think it'll just take him some time to learn the system.
Yeah, but, I mean, time will tell.
Time will tell. Another mid-season trade is Martellus Bennett, and obviously we know that Michael Bennett left for the Eagles, and that was something that actually hurt my soul to read, seeing that
out of all places... Eagles.
Yeah, he goes to a place that has such depth in pass rushers, and they just get this another bona fide star, Michael Bennett. But Martellus Bennett too. We cut him, and I think that was a really good call because he has that torn rotator's cuff, and I don't think he was going to come back 100%. He wanted a lot of money, and I think it shows confidence that we know that Gronk's going to come back. I'm not, I think it'll be good.
Got my fingers crossed for you, man.
Thank you. I have my fingers crossed that you guys won't partner off Earl Thomas. I think you guys need to keep Earl Thomas.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep some of our defense at least.
I think a significant moment, one of my favorite pictures of Earl Thomas is, I believe it was in Super Bowl 48. You guys got a touchdown. He's on the sidelines. He's holding his helmet up. He's his hands up with a kind of field goal motion. I think it's a really good picture of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Michael Bennett's gone, and so is Martellus Bennett. That's fine. I think we really need to cut Dwayne Allen. Fuck Dwayne Allen. You want Dwayne Allen though? Hey,
no.
Speaking of Earl Thomas for Dwayne Allen,
absolutely not.
Comment below on this post and either subreddit if you think that trade should be good. Any opposing
That
comments?
trade is absolute shit.
Any opposing comments just might not be seen. That's weird. Vinny Curry is another bona fide edge rusher that the Eagles are debating cutting or not if he's asking for a lot of money. Because the Eagles are actually in a situation where they have a ridiculous amount over the cap space. So they got to cut people or reconstruct some contracts.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be asking for money, especially after a Super Bowl win.
100%. Look at LeGarrette Blount. LeGarrette Blount left us for that. Martellus Bennett originally left us after Super Bowl 51 to try to get more money. Yeah. He said people overpay Super Bowl champions, which I think is a very genuine and true.
And here's the thing with Martellus Bennett is I think that he was decent with the Bears.
Absolutely.
He had a terrible attitude with them, but I mean at the same time he did pretty well with them. But after that, it's just like he didn't really do much. He's just kind of floating around.
He was very inconsistent with the Packers, and then with us, there were times where I kind of was like, oh, that's Marty B, that's Smarty Marty, but there were other times where I kind of was just like, I think we're so spoiled by Gronkowski, and you were obviously as well with Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
On that, big tight end kind of lock-in and good receiving type, and a lot of tight ends aren't like that. I think it's kind of rare in the league. You got Travis Kelce too, who's kind of like that. I hate Travis Kelce, but.
Hey, good fantasy points.
Yeah, exactly.
Help me win my fantasy league this year.
Hey, there you go. You got a trophy or anything from it?
No. Just, props.
It's unseen. It's kind of like the comments that are negotiating that Dwayne Allen and Earl Thomas trade that won't be seen. But,
yeah, if Earl Thomas is going anywhere, he's going to the Cowboys, which I'd hate to see, but I mean.
I think he would. I don't know how much he'd help that defense. They have that one linebacker who's really exceptional, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone else who's really good on that team.
Know. I hate the Cowboys.
So DeMarco Murray was cut yesterday, I believe, from the Tennessee Titans as a running back. He was injured, obviously going to that AFC divisional round game against us, and I think they might have been worried about his injury, or maybe he was asking too much. What do you think? What team is in a running back need? I can't think of any team that is in really good needs a running game.
I have no idea.
Maybe Packers. Maybe Packers.
Possibly.
Packers actually could probably use a running back.
Yeah.
Ravens.
Who do they have? Are they still playing Stark?
I think they might be.
And he was decent for them, but I mean, like, he's not like solid.
No. So they need a run game for sure. Who's San Francisco's running back? Hyde,
yeah.
Hyde. He's
pretty decent.
He's exceptional. I'm trying to think of someone who's really in desperate need of running back. The Giants. The Giants really need a running back. He might wind up there if he fits into their system.
I think the Giants need a lot.
Yeah, fuck the Giants.
Eli Manning's getting pretty old. He's decent in the Super Bowl, when he plays against the Patriots. But I mean,
fuck Eli Manning.
but I mean, at the same time, it's like he's getting old. They don't have much besides OBJ. Who else do they have?
They have
Shepard maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, Shepard's alright. They have Brandon Marshall, who I genuinely love.
That's true.
He is kind of like a mix of a tight end and wide receiver. He's
absolutely
big as fuck. That dude can block. I really liked the rumors of him coming to us, but I mean, I guess it kind of worked out for us because he did get injured. But
But I mean, besides that, what do they have?
They don't have much. They really don't have much.
And it really showed this.
Eli Applegate was all right until he got cut. I think he digressed a lot this year, but prior he was pretty good. Well, they have Pierre Paul. He retired. Actually,
he retired?
I think he was cut or retired, right?
I have no idea.
No, I don't think so. Actually,
I have no clue.
Take me back on that. They had that offensive tackle who was garbage. They cut this year too.
I have no idea.
Good. Jeremy Lane was also cut. Any opinions on Jeremy Lane?
I mean, I liked him. He was good for us in Super Bowl 48, and he was pretty decent for us in Super Bowl 49 as well. But I mean, I don't know. He was good. He was good for us. Legion of Boom, but he's gone now. So I mean, what's there else to say?
So going into Super Bowl 48, you talked about that briefly for a second there. In Super Bowls, when someone performs exceptionally well in a Super Bowl, do you think that teams hold too much of an attachment to them? So I think we obviously saw that with Malcolm Butler, where people really couldn't understand that he wasn't really that good, but he won this in that game, so everyone thinks that he's really good. But do you think that happens in Super Bowls?
I don't know if it's the team per se or the fan base.
Fan base. That's kind of more what I was trying to go at.
Yeah, and fan base is like a big thing, but when it comes down to it, it's all the administration, like if they want to keep him or not. Because I mean, look at what happened. Richard Sherman, absolute fan favorite.
100%.
Gone now. Jeremy Lane was a fan favorite for somewhat.
Yep.
Gone.
Yep.
Michael Bennett was an absolute fan favorite.
Yep.
Gone.
Yep.
Who else is next?
Russell Wilson. Backup quarterback for the New England Patriots.
No. No.
We'll turn him into a
If we get rid of him, I don't know what's going to happen to us. I have no clue what's going to happen to us next season to begin with. We missed the playoffs this year. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen next year?
You're going to trade Earl Thomas.
No.
You know who's not missing the playoffs this year? The Portland Trailblazers.
Hey, third seed, boy.
How do you feel about that?
I am very excited.
Did you guys miss the playoffs last year?
I don't.
Did you? Did the Warriors sweep you guys? I can't remember.
I think the Warriors swept us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, I've only been following basketball for maybe 2 or 3 years now.
So you're. Yeah. But it's good that the Blazers are making the playoffs again. Tell us how you feel about their hot streak going on.
I am very excited. We've beaten the Warriors twice in the past 9 games. Our win streak started with them on Valentine's Day, the game right before the All-Star break, which was very nice. It was a very tough game, but we came up on top, and they had everyone. Yesterday they didn't have Curry, but I mean, our bench was just absolutely outstanding yesterday.
Definitely. They say benches win championships.
Absolutely.
And I think that's good. I mean, we went on our 16 or 17 game win streak earlier this season. I really liked that.
I'm hoping we do that.
yeah, it'd be definitely good for you guys. So, you guys recently signed Gregory as Papa.
I have no idea what his name is. But I mean, hey, he's a big guy. He kind of reminds me of Nurk.
Yeah,
but
a big old body to have in there.
I love Nurkic.
A big old thick boy. Maybe we should sign
absolutely.
Sign us one of those
thick
boys, huh?
I'd love to play for the Blazers.
So Curry is injured. He's expected to miss just 2 games. I don't think that's too much.
It's not too much. But
yeah, fuck Stephen Curry. I like his shoes, but fuck him and his annoying ass kid. Can we talk about his kid? I am so fucking tired of seeing his kid. I know you're not supposed to go after people's kids, but that was a whole thing with Tom Brady this year. But my God, if I have to watch one more, if they go to the finals again this year, and I have to fucking
I'll be so mad.
I'll be mad too. But if I have to watch his daughter after media night, where it's just like, Curry, what do you think about this? And it's like, my daughter's gonna answer and say it. It's like, I'm gonna fucking scream. It is so frustrating. It's like, you are there. I think Marshawn Lynch. I think he really hit it on the head. I believe this was for Super Bowl 48. They asked him like, why don't you talk a lot? And he said, his talking hasn't gotten me to where I am. And I think that's a really good point.
Absolutely.
Because you see a lot of these guys talk a lot. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, for example, he said before they went to us, he said, we're going to go and win that bitch. And, their fan base did talk quite a bit as well.
I think they deserved it from where they were coming from.
I mean, look at where they went.
They were unhyped.
They were hype train. They were hype train, 100% hype train. But it's like the players who talk more seem to just it kind of backfires on them.
Yeah, except if you're Richard Sherman, but it's kind of backfired at this point because look who he's playing for now.
He has taken Crabtree's position essentially.
Absolutely, he's not even gonna be a cornerback anymore. He's gonna fill in and be a wide receiver.
Yeah. He played wide receiver in college too, I think, didn't he?
I have no idea.
That'd be incredible. I think it was maybe high score something like that. Toast always told me that. But, who knows? Maybe we'll have Toast in here, too. Toast can probably name about 5 Seahawks players versus Ben here. But, also, side note, no disrespect to Curry and his family, but I just, there's a certain level of professionalism that I like to watch on TV. I love when players joke. I love when coaches joke. I think Brad Stevens is the GOAT of dad jokes, and I love Greg Popovich's seriousness. I actually don't know who your guys' coach is. I've never seen a post. Game interview. Stotts. I've not paid too much attention to you guys until me and you started hanging out.
I think that's his name.
But no disrespect. It's just I think it's a little annoying how much his daughter talks. I think if it was maybe one game or something like that, it'd be fine. But it's the fact that it seems like it's almost every fucking game is kind of frustrating.
It's just like okay. It's enough.
It
was fine. The first
stop.
Absolutely. Shout out H3H3.
Please come on our podcast. That'd be really
we'd
fun.
absolutely love it.
Yeah,
or host us.
Gila, you can come too. Maybe. Ethan's got to hang out. The boys need some pizza with us. So.
Thick boys.
Yeah, thick boys. It's thick boys only. Sorry. Gordon Hayward, our Lord and Savior. I am hoping Gordon Hayward is back. I'm hoping that I can go back to the night before the season opener where I said to myself, Gordon fucking smooth hair Jones Hayward is going to be with Kyrie fucking Irving on the Celtics tomorrow. But he got injured. But 328 is happening. 328 is happening, ladies and gents. I'm telling you. I don't care what Brad Stevens said. I don't care what Ainge said. Or what ESPN. Gordon Hayward is going to be back out there in uniform. I'm telling you, ladies and gents.
So let's talk about your team's. I'm a big fan of Nurk, but your team, you have Tice.
Daniel,
and you go on and on about this in our text messages.
I love Daniel Tice.
Tell me about this guy.
Well, my love for Daniel Tice actually comes from my love for Jonas Jerebko. By the way, real quick, shout out to Fongos on the Celtics subreddit. I think you make incredible videos that are incredible, very fun to watch. They're hilarious as well as very supportive of our boy. I'd love to have you on here, by the way, sometime. Side note. But so last year I was going to a Celtics game. I got box tickets courtesy of my work.
Hey.
And we went there, and I said to myself, I only have a Rajon Rondo jersey. I really need to get a jersey that's current.
Absolutely.
So I went on the Celtics site, and I looked it up. Jonas Jerebko was relevant because I was still on that Patriots high of winning the Super Bowl. That I wasn't really caring too much about any other sports. So maybe I should follow basketball. And that was a very fun season to follow. But Jonas Jerebko, he was a current player, so I bought his jersey. And I went to the game, and as I was there, a man said, he's wearing an Antoine Walker jersey. And I smiled at him. And as I walked away, he said, oh my God, that kid's wearing a Joey Jerebko jersey. As he proceeded to laugh at me. And so I became Jonas Jerebko's #1 fan. I loved when he shoved down Kevin Love in the conference finals and said, stop flopping. And I have his rookie card signed. I think it's great. And so, Daniel Tice took his place. Agreeing with my boy Fongos, I really think that he, at his night of career high 19 points, it could have been 20, but there was a lot of wind in the arena. It happens.
Tell me about that. Wind in a basketball arena.
Well, typically when fans,
I've never heard of an open basketball arena.
Well, and the people who are filming it, they get hot. They open up the window for a breeze, and a breeze comes in. It just comes in and it disrupts the flow of the free throws, of the possibility of it all. It really it kind of sucks that they had to rob my boy Daniel Tice a point.
All right, well, I'll have to take your word on that.
Yeah, please do. And speaking of, wind and falling and all that, Jaylen Brown's fall. My God, was that scary? That was terrifying.
I'm not even a Celtics fan, and that was scary.
I saw Gordon Hayward's injury this season. I said, I said, please Lord, let's hope that's the last. And then seeing Jaylen Brown fall, I thought he was paralyzed for a good second there.
So did I.
But seeing him get up and walking back to the bench and the standing ovation, which, by the way, Minnesota, you have incredibly classy fans, and as a Celtics fan, I am so appreciative and humbled to have watched that, to see him get up in the standing ovation that was given to him as he walked back to our locker room. And hearing Karl Anthony Towns actually came over to our locker room and asked if Jaylen Brown was okay. I think it was a very class act move.
Very professional.
Towns,
speaking of the Timberwolves, Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
How do you feel about that, huh?
Boy better not get tired. Boy better not get tired. Let's put it that way.
I don't think he's gonna have a problem with getting tired. I think it's his knees.
Yep. I think there's a lot of questionable moves this offseason. Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose to the Cavs. I never got hyped about that. I thought they were both so injury prone and kind of old. Dwayne Wade especially. I was like, it's not gonna do much.
Well, it's nice to see Dwayne Wade back in Miami.
Yeah, it was nice to see him with LeBron for a minute there. But going back to Miami, I think was definitely the better career choice for him. It's
absolutely
where he was better at. It's where he's good, and he won them championships. I think
it's where his fans are.
Yeah, exactly. He should have stayed. Derrick Rose too. I don't think he really belonged to Cleveland. I'm happy that he is with the Timberwolves now. Maybe it'll kick something back up in his career. But man, that guy's been through a lot of injuries. He
absolutely.
Really has. Speaking of stars that are injured, the last real big one that was injured all season is Kawhi Leonard. Hey. He's coming back next Thursday apparently against the Pelicans, which I think will be good. That is a big talk about buyout for him and him being able to actually become a free agent next year.
Ooh.
I think it'd be really good depth for your guys' team for his position. Because we have Gordon Hayward and we have Jason Tatum, who I think is a stud. But I think that'd be a really good pickup for you guys. Ben, towards the end of this podcast, I would love for you to talk about baseball and how much you enjoy it. Tell us another baseball story. Tell us another Peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
Here's the thing.
Home of the run baseball story.
I like to play baseball, but watching it, all we have is the Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers. You can get mad at me for that, LA.
Fuck the Dodgers.
But fuck the Dodgers. All right, go Giants, and A's and Blue Jays. But anyway, yeah. So here's the thing that got me mad. All right, high school. Trying out for baseball, I thought, why not get back into it? The school doesn't take it that seriously. I'm thick, but, I still got the skills from Little League, right? So I try out freshman year, and I do absolutely amazing. But, I'm thick, I'm slow, and the coach is very skinny, and I think that he kind of had
he had a bias.
He had a bias against hefty boys, thick
He tried
boys.
to fat shame.
He tried to
my
thick
boy.
boy shame me.
He
All
tried
right.
to thick boy shame.
All right.
He thick boy shame.
Hey, and my best friend from elementary school, Travis.
Was he thick?
Shout out Travis Black. No, he's very fit. But you know, he was good. But I mean, like, I had the history.
Mm-hmm.
I played just as well. I was just slow. But you know, I could be a power hitter. You know, I play very good defense in baseball.
You don't need to be faster. You can hit that baby out of the park.
Absolutely, and I play a real mean third base.
You know,
all right.
That is actually one thing that anyone's ever told me. Someone who was on varsity baseball in my freshman year of high school, he said, "You should join baseball, man." He's like, "There's really not a lot of running. You don't need to be able to run fast." So
absolutely, as long as you can have a short burst to get to one base.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. All the seniors, you know, the seniors liked me my freshman year. I don't know what it was. I guess I was just a quote unquote cool kid.
You're drinking too much tap water.
But maybe.
Shout out to my boy Alex Jones.
Hey, and so after the tryout, you know, everybody said you did a really great job today. You know, the next few days I go and look at the list and my name's not there, but you know, Travis's name is. And I was just thinking to myself, I was angry at this point. I was thinking to myself, I had a better tryout than he did. And all the seniors, they had told me, good job, had say, hey, man, you should have been the one to make the team.
Right.
So I was very upset. All right. I stopped talking to Travis. We had a falling out until junior year. Probably that was just kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back between the friendship. But I mean, we became friends again junior year. But
good.
I mean, that it stopped me from trying out the next year.
Mm-hmm.
I probably could have made it, but you know, I and then junior year I went to one tryout. There was two tryouts. I went to one because I didn't take it seriously because I just had the doubt in the back of my head. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Senior year, I could have definitely made it. I didn't try out. But, you know, PE came, and I showed Coach. I showed the coach. He couldn't thick boy shame me when, you know, I'm running bases. Maybe slow, but, you know, I still hit a home run in PE. So, grand slam, to be exact. A grand slam. That'll show him.
You did show. You could have shown them. You could have been.
I did show him.
So, I think that's all I have to talk about for this week. Is there anything else you'd like to add in for this edition of the podcast?
I don't think so. Just fuck the Dodgers. Fuck the
Dodgers.
Lakers.
Fuck the fair-weathered LA fucking fans. Seriously.
Absolutely. Y'all are just in it for the town.
Y'all in it for the town. We have 16 championships. 17, baby. 17.
Go Blazers and Celtics.
Yeah, go Blazers.
Fuck the
and
Lakers.
Go BC, baby. Go BC. Boston College, too. I like Boston College. So that's our first episode. We will definitely see you guys on episode 2 next week. We'll probably filming it around.
All right.
This time, too. We'll, see what's going on. Let's
absolutely.
2 bros and 1 mic out.
Hey.